Seasonic teases NVIDIA's new 12-pin PCIe cable for GeForce RTX 30 TweakTown. GTA Online – 5 fastest muscle cars in August 2020 Sportskeeda. The upcoming QWERTY BlackBerry 5G smartphone might have one killer feature, TechRadar. Best Galaxy Note 20 alternatives – 5 great phones that cost less, Tom's Guide. The Google Pixel 4a 5G and Pixel 5 just leaked again, revealing the design and specs, XDA developers. Dominion employees on strike after rejecting tentative agreement, VOCM. Breathe, Into the Shadows asks how far would you go for love? Post magazine. Nokia India teases the arrival of a new smartphone and feature phone in the country, gizchina.com. Warren Buffett was drawn to Barrick Gold for all the usual reasons, Kitco News. COVID-19 – Real Canadian Superstore makes masks mandatory for shoppers, Vancouver.